What to do? What's good, YouTube? I just wanted to talk about the lightweight division real quick. I feel like this has been a hot topic of discussion. I just saw Kamaru Usman played matchmaker and gave his thoughts and opinions on how the lightweight division should play out. So, like I said, I wanted to just talk about how I think the lightweight division should play out personally. So, with that being said, let's get to the video. So, to start the video off, of course, we're going to be talking about the champion of the division, Islam Makhachev, the pound for pound #1 fighter in the world right now. And honestly, Islam is in a great spot right now. Like the lightweight division is cooking. Like it's low key flourishing right now. It's a gold mine in the lightweight division right now. There's so many top contenders that are like valid contenders for the belt. You know what I'm saying? And then there's like new additions to the fucking division, like Ilya Taporia and Max Holloway. There's stars. Let me not say stars. There's Patty Pimlet coming up who could potentially be a title contender in the future. So there's a lot of options for Islam. However, we know that the Armin Sarukian fight isn't going to happen because they had a fight scheduled already. Armin pulled out because of an injury. He was trying to press the huzz and shit. Burrow's showing out for Nina Drama, of all people, doing some crazy fucking neck exercises, knowing he already has an injured back. Like, I don't know what the fuck Burrow was doing. I'm not going to lie, but we know that fight's not happening. We know, unfortunately, the Ilya fight's not happening. Islam Makhachev, his reasoning was because there are some people that critique his defense against Volkanovski because it's because it's a featherweight. Even though I'm not gonna lie, low key, not even low key, bro. Fuck it. I don't even care if this is a hot take because it really shouldn't be. Beating Volkanovski is better than beating Charles Oliveira. Like I don't care, bro. I don't care that he's in a lower weight class. Volkanovski is one of the greatest of all time, where Charles Oliveira is like one of the greatest lightweights of all time. There's levels to this shit, bro. Uh, so the fact that he's letting that deter him away from fighting Ilya because he's another former featherweight, it just sucks. But it is what it is. It's what's happening. So that really only leaves one name left that's like in talks for the title, which is gonna be Justin Gaethje. And like I said, personally, this is not what I would want to see. I would rather have seen Ilya get the title shot, but I think we all know this is what the UFC is going to be doing next. So I'm just going to throw it here anyway. Just being realistic about it. So with that being said, though, speaking of Armin Sarukian, uh, like he just put himself in a bad spot trying to fucking impress the Huzz, bro. Because now he has to beat another top contender to put himself back in that title picture. And I know he's beefing with Dan Hooker right now, or he was recently, but like, can we be real, bro? Do we want to see Dan Hooker fight Armin Sarukian? Like, I think we all know Armin Sarukian beats Dan Hooker. He doesn't even deserve that fight. Like, Dan Hooker is coming off of a win against Mateus Gamrot, in which he arguably lost that fight. So honestly, I know some people will be opposed to this fight, but I think you run it back with Charles Oliveira. I'm not gonna lie. Throw it on a pay-per-view as the co-main, do 5 rounds this time. The first fight was super close. There are some people that think Charles Oliveira won that fight. There wasn't like a dominant victor. Like Armor Suzuki won the fight, but he didn't like dominantly win the fight. So run it back 5 rounds this time. The winner of this fight could fight for the title next, depending on this timeline. Because like I said earlier, the UFC lightweight division is just fucking insane right now. Like the next fight I'm gonna talk about, if it takes place before this one, the winner of that fight could fight for the title instead. Like that's how crazy this shit is. And speaking of that, it is Ilya Taporia, who I think should be fighting for the belt immediately, but he's not. So I'm just gonna matchmake him with someone else. And really, the only other name that's left is Dustin Poirier. And honestly, this is probably the most entertaining option. And this will also push the narrative that Ilya Taporia is like the big bad of the UFC. Like he's the main villain of UFC. He's going around KOing everyone's favorite fighters. He KO'd Volkanovski, KO'd Holloway. If he fights and KOs Dustin Poirier, that just adds to his resume as a fucking villain. So uh put these two against each other. Like I said, probably the most entertaining option for Ilya Taporia besides Islam Makhachev, two of the best boxers in the UFC right now. If Ilya wins this, that can be his like proof that he's ready to fight for the belt at lightweight. If Dustin somehow wins this, um, he could like get one more chance at the belt. I'm not gonna lie, but realistically, even if he does win, I think he retires. But like he could fight for the belt again if beating Ilya is a big enough win to fight for the belt. I'm not gonna lie, but I think that's what you do for Ilya Taporia. And lastly, we have Max Holloway, who is a very interesting addition, probably more interesting than Ilya, because I think everyone knows what we should do with Ilya. Max Holloway is kind of in a weird spot. Like he's really like we don't know what Max Holloway. We don't know what's gonna happen with Max Holloway. You know, he's coming off of a loss against Ilya, got KO'd. And by the way, can I just say I feel bad for Max Holloway, bro. He gets KO'd by Ilya. He's like, y'all got that, bro. I'm moving up. Y'all featherweights can deal with that. Moving up to lightweight, thinking he can get away from Ilya. Ilya's like, yo, good idea, bro. I'm gonna follow you up there. Like, bro cannot escape Ilya, bro. This shit's tragic. But um, like I said, last fight lost to Ilya Topuria via knockout. So I think moving back up to lightweight, you don't give him someone that's too highly ranked. I know he beat Justin Gaethje before that, but I think you kind of give him an easier fight because of the way his last fight played out. And he is still the BMF title holder. And who else to fight for the BMF belt than Dan Hooker? This guy's BMF personified. Like Dan Hooker is the perfect contender for the BMF belt. Like it's almost like it was made for him. This dude is sitting in the corner, laughing, having fun while in fights, talking about some. I love this shit, boys. Like this is the perfect BMF title fight, and the winner of this fight, like, could arguably fight for the belt. Also, I'm not gonna lie, or they can fight in a number one contender fight. So it's like there's just so much to do in lightweight, so many options, so many different fights you can make, but these are the fights that I think should happen. And I know there are also fights, other fights, I mean, uh, to make, but honestly, like I kind of don't care about what to do with Beneil Dariush or what to do with Mateus Gamrot, so I'm not even going to talk about it. I just wanted to talk about the top of the division. Is also that Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett fight, and I think the winner of that fight could fight the winner of this fight, or the loser of one of the other fights. You know, there's just so much you could do in the lightweight division right now. Let me know what you guys think about my picks and the fights that I want to see be made. Let me know what fights you think I got wrong, what fights you want to see be made. With that being said, I'm out. Peace.